Hello, sweet family. Welcome. Welcome to Sweet Annie's Life. If you are here for the first time, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. And thank you for stopping back. For those of you that have not seen my previous video where I showed you my apron, my daughter had this apron done for me, so y'all will be seeing me in aprons now. But let's get started with today's recipe because I know that Thanksgiving is coming up. I don't really celebrate Thanksgiving because of certain things, but I know that there are a lot of you out there that celebrate Thanksgiving. So today I wanted to do a recipe that I've never done on this channel before, and that is baked whole chicken. So this is my chicken, and I'm going to be doing a baked whole chicken for you today. So I hope that you enjoyed this recipe and that you will try it this way for your Thanksgiving lunch or Thanksgiving dinner. So let's get started with the recipe because baked whole chicken is something that I don't do very often, but I wanted to do it today for you. So I'm going to show you the way I do it. Let me just show you my ingredients and then we will start. Okay, my chicken is already cleaned. What I did, I took out anything from the inside. I cleaned the wings. I cut off any excess fat, but I like to have my skin on my chicken because that's what helps it to bake very moist. And I have my seasoning, my Sweet Annie's Bajan seasoning here. This is the wet seasoning. And I have a recipe up. If you want to see how I make this, you can check that out. And this is my dry rub, my Bajan Sweet Annie's dry rub. You can make it any way that you want, but I showed y'all how I make it up there as well. I'm just gonna put on my gloves because what we are gonna do is we are gonna get right down in this chicken and we are going to season this chicken. Now, this wet seasoning that I have here already have everything in it, so I don't have to say this is some extra onions, and I'm just gonna bake these things with my chicken. So this is some celery. I have some sweet potato because I didn't have any English potato, but sweet potato is fine because it's good for you. This is some sweet pepper in here. And then I have some carrot sticks to the bottom of here as well. So I am going to bake all of these things with you. If you wanted to use the wet seasoning, you can. If you want to use the dry seasoning, you can. Today, and this is just some garlic that I'm just going to be putting in when I although the dry seasoning have garlic in it already. So I'm going to be using my dry rub today. So all we are going to do, I already wiped my chicken and everything. So all we are going to do is we are going to put our dry rub on and put some on the inside so that when it starts to bake, now what normally happens as well is that a lot of people, when they're baking their chicken, they make a stuffing and they stuff the chicken with this stuffing. For me, I'm going to show you how to make the stuffing separate. So probably in the next video, I will show you how to make the stuffing separate. Now I just have my platter here where I'm going to be putting my seasoning on. All right, so I'm going to put a little of the, if I can get it open, I'm going to put a little of the wet seasoning inside my chicken as well. Because what is going to happen is that when the chicken bakes, it's going to have all this lovely seasoning on the inside and the outside. Now, I'm just getting my my knife, and I'm going to put a little sticks in my breast. And you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I like to do it because I like to get my seasoning all in there. And then I put a little sticks on my legs where it's so dense, you know. And as I said, you can just bake your chicken just anywhere. But now what I'm going to do, I'm going to stuff some of my seasoning inside this area. This is going to be so good. If you smell the aroma of the kitchen with all the seasoning and everything. And I like to just get everything all in there. It might seem a little messy and a little gross to you, but when this is done, it is going to be a lovely color and a lovely baked chicken. So, all right. So I put the seasoning there. I put some inside, and let's turn this bad boy over. Get some of that seasoning over there. Oh my gosh, isn't that lovely? Look at this. Look at this. Wee, 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 wee. Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah. All right. So our chicken is finished seasoned. Let me just get my container that I'm going to put it in. I'm going to put it in this container, right? This container right here to just bake it. And let me just move these things from here. All right. And the reason I put on the gloves is because I just don't feel like having any, any chicken on my hand this morning. If you want to do it without gloves, the choice is yours. Let me get all this niceness. And these things is going to go right here. Right here. All this is going to go right here. Because this is going to be a meal in itself. I normally would put English potato, but as I said, I didn't have any. So then we're going to sprinkle a little of this dry rub on our stuff as well. All right, that looks awesome. And then these are my onions. I'm going to put my onions in. Oh my gosh, this smells so nice. Let me just close this. And yes, I'm from the Caribbean, so we love to cook with lots of seasoning. And I'm gonna just put a little bit of this garlic, extra garlic in here. And I also showed y'all how I bottle this garlic. So if you want to check that out, that is up to the top as well. But look at this, family, look at this. So I am not, sometimes what I would do is just put a little foil over it. And I think I'm gonna do that today. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But that looks awesome, awesome. I'm so happy about that. And this is going to be such a great recipe for your Thanksgiving lunch. I don't have one of those baking pans, and I don't use a lot of foil. I know people talk about the foil and all that, but I don't use a lot of the foil. But today I'm using this foil to just keep in my steam, so to help my chicken to bake. So I just cover it with foil. If you have one of those baking pans, you could just put all the niceness in the baking pan. But I'm just covering it with a little foil today. So let's move over to the oven and we will put this bad boy in the oven. All right, so there we go. I am going to rest this bad boy in the oven, and this should be in the oven for about, I'm going to keep checking it, but I'm going to put it in for about 30 minutes or so, let it cook and let it steam, and then I'm going to take off the foil. So I'll bring you back when we do all of that. So I hope that you are enjoying this recipe so far, and I really want you to try it because you're going to see what a difference it makes. So I didn't put any butter or any oil or anything like that on it, because what happens is that those things, they spout their own oil. So when they spout their own oil, you don't want it to be too oily. Our chicken is all done. And if you smell the aroma in this kitchen, it smells like Christmas. It smells like Thanksgiving. It smells like a Sunday lunch. It smells awesome. Because I love these chickens. I buy these chickens from Aldi's, and they're not the big ones, because when I used to work in Barbados at the drug rehab, we raised chickens, and they always said, they didn't want the chickens to get over 3 pounds or 3.5 pounds because they would be considered too big. So this was the perfect size. Probably 3 pounds, 3.5 pounds, but it is awesome. Let me bring you closer so that you can see it. Look at this. Look at this, family. Doesn't it look delicious? Delicious, delicious, delicious. Well, this basically is going to be my lunch today, and my daughter as well. I am going to taste a piece for you, but if nothing else, it looks delicious. I'm going to cut a piece. I just don't want to mess it up, It's like, where to cut, where to cut, where to cut, where to cut. My mouth is watering. It just looks so delicious. I don't even know where to cut. All right. I cut a piece of the leg. It is good. It is moist as well. It's very moist. It's not dry at all. The seasonings just go right through. This is going to be good today. This is good, family. This is really good. So, it was in for about an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes. And I took off the foil probably after 35 minutes or so. I took off the foil and I just let it bake normally. But let me taste a carrot as well. Delicious, the carrot. Delicious. And I'm not a person that likes carrots when they boil. I like the raw. Because, yeah. But everything is so good here. So family, if you enjoy this recipe, you know what to do. Just give me a like, a share, and a subscribe. And try this recipe for yourself and you would see. And if you did, send me a picture. Send me a picture and let me see how your recipe looks and how it came out, how it tastes. Just send me a comment. So thank you so much and continue to spread the love and let your light shine.